So Conor Benn absolutely destroys Chris Eubank Jr., absolutely humiliates him. Shouldn't even be allowed in a boxing ring, put it that way. He's a drug cheat. But the thing is that no one keeps these drug cheats to the same standards. You know, people were there screaming at the fact Conor Benn won the fight. Absolute joke. Shouldn't even be allowed to fight. But it's just that, you know, no one keeps them to the same standards. People root for Conor Benn. People root for Ryan Garcia. People root for Canelo. People root for Tyson Fury. You know, this is why they're able to get away with all of this, because the fans are a massive problem. It's a joke. It shouldn't have even been allowed to happen. And the fact that they dehydrated him again, people are like, oh, why is Eubank so, why has he got no energy? I wonder what, because he's dehydrated. Second time. Honestly, after everything he's been through, Conor Benn, he's won. He failed a drug test. He failed a drug test. What are we talking about after everything he's been through? He failed a drug test. Then the times are still the same. I don't know why Eubank would even agree to them. Why would he even do that? It's stupid. And even after winning the first fight, why would he agree to do it again? Surely it was signed before in a 2-fight deal. That must be why, because surely he wouldn't do that after the state he was in after the first fight. And I said Conor Benn would win the fight because of the dehydration. So I have rights to complain about this. People who were like, oh, it's not going to be a problem. Eubank's still going to win. You know, you can't really say much because you didn't take anything into accountability at all. Like, it's a joke. No one took anything into consideration. People saying that Eubank Jr. would win. It's a joke. It was obvious he was going to lose. I knew it. I called it. Dropped twice in the last round. Look, it was a good performance from Conor Benn. It was a great performance from him. He did exactly what he needed to do. But against a 36-year-old, drained, dehydrated Chris Eubank Jr. That is what happened there. That is exactly what happened. Eubank was a moving punch bag. He was a sitting duck because he was dehydrated. Surely, I just don't get why he'd agree to it again. It must be the fact that he was... That it was the 2-fight deal. But Conor Benn shouldn't even be allowed to fight. Honestly. Shouldn't even be allowed to fight. No person who fails a drug test for PEDs, that's what I'm saying, PEDs, you should not be allowed to fight ever again. Because you were trying to harm another man and literally try and ruin his life. You know, there's bad intentions in that. And they are the intentions that Conor Benn had going into that first Chris Eubank Jr. fight when it got called off. You know, against a man who was going to be dehydrated as well. Conor Benn had everything in his favour there. Especially after the state Eubank was in after that first fight. You do it once, okay, twice. I knew it. I knew that would happen. It was coming from a mile off. An absolute mile off that was coming off. You were stupid if you did not think Conor Benn would win. If you did not see something like that coming. Honestly, fans are a big problem. We all are. For just so many things. People root for drug cheats. Why? These people who fail drug cheats go in there with bad intentions of severely damaging men. This is a dangerous sport where guys' lives are being taken, where guys have brain injuries have never been the same again. And we allow drug cheats, PED cheats, who try to destroy people's lives in literally the most dangerous sport in the world. And people like Conor Benn get a moment like that and are allowed to fight in stadiums. Get moments like that. Get moments against guys who are dehydrated. Honestly, it's absolutely shocking. Like, I want to see Conor Benn on a rehydration clause next. That's what I want to see. Fight Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, bring him on put him on a rehydration clause. Let's see how he likes it. And then Shakur boxes his head off. That's what we need next, because we can't have the drug cheats like this running the sport. There's too many of them at the top. And Conor Benn he's now one of the top guys in British boxing. It was a great performance by him, don't get me wrong, against a dehydrated guy. That is what it was. That is what it was. Eubank was severely struggling to make weight. He had to use heat to get and saunas and stuff to try and make it again. And he was even lighter this time. What were people thinking? Thinking he would win. What were people thinking? It was inevitable. I do not want to see a trilogy. Please, God, no, I don't want to see Eubank fight again. Unless, I mean, if he wants to go 168, I know that's basically like, who does even fight at 168 now after that's happened? Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Honestly, it's shocking the standards that people hold. I don't get why people are now. Basically, everyone was back to booing Eubank and cheering Conor Benn. Why? He failed a drug test. Literally made people lose money on hotel rooms, just everything. People who wanted to go to that first fight destroyed it all. Destroyed it all. Honestly. He absolutely wrecked Eubank Jr. there. Absolutely wrecked him. But it was inevitable it was going to happen. It was inevitable it was going to happen. Eubank basically lost every single round. Clean sweep. You know, I gave Eubank one round, which was generous. It was basically a clean sweep, in my opinion. 12-0, 2 knockdowns in the final round. Yeah. There we go. That is all she wrote. That is that. Honestly. I'm fuming. I'm fuming that drug sheet should allow moments like this. And I've always kept the same standard on it, unlike most people. Yeah. I don't know where Eubank goes from here. Probably got to retire. I don't like saying the words on fighters have got to retire because it's not nice to say, but you've got to say what's got to be said. Conor Benn wins. He's probably going to get a world title shot now, 147. Hopefully Barrios mashes him up. Hopefully Haney or Norman mash him up. Rowley, you know, just anyone, honestly. Eddie Earnest one at the end. Like they've achieved something by beating someone who's dehydrated. And you got Adam Smith just on his ass the whole time on commentary. But why is Eubank so drained? Why has he got no energy? Why do you think? Why do you think? Or unless he's not allowed to say. Unless you're not allowed to say. I don't know. But yeah, there we go.